2024 is coming to an end. We got about a month left, and I thought a good way to end off the year is a little WolfToons marathon. You can use this just for entertainment. You can use this while you're studying. You can use this as you're falling asleep. Yes, I know, I have a pretty sexy voice. I know you'd want to fall asleep to that. Or you can use this as an endurance challenge. See if you can sit through an hour of WolfToonsYT. I don't care what you do with it. But here we go. Flags. They can say a lot about a location, and they can look really cool at times. Keyword, at times, because some of your flags are kind of bad. Today, I present to you the most mid flags in the history of flag. Greenland. It's just not green. I mean, that's just kind of misleading. Was this OG clickbait? Because maybe I'm colorblind, but last time I checked, that is not green. I see a lot of green in my life counting checks, but that is not green. Also, it kind of looks like one of those Pokeballs. Why? Oh, but the Greenland flag was made way before Pokemon was a thing. Yeah, Nepal. Oh wait, you're not included. You're not a flag, buddy. Imagine trying to be creative and different. What weirdos, am I right? Nipple, you may not be my favorite flag, but you're definitely my second favorite non-horizontal flag. Because Ohio against the world. Let's go, Ohio. OH, Japan. What am I missing here? It's just a circle. That's it. Konnichiwa, buddy. Let's think of something cooler. Japan, you're such a cool location. There's so much things you could do with Japan. The possibilities are endless. Alaska. Why is your flag space? I've been to Alaska many times on my side missions. It's not space, it's stars. We've all seen stars before. I know you've seen stars before. You're watching my channel. I'm a star. Now we have the Alabama flag. That's what your flag is. You're pretty much telling me to leave. This is not friendly. This is not inviting. Alabama, what are we doing here? I was ready to pack my bags and do some loving in Sweet Home Alabama, but then I turned around because you told me to leave. That's your fault. Now we have Libya's old flag. Yes, this was their flag for a long time. Someone needs to get an award for the most unoriginal flag of all time. I mean, I want to fall asleep to this. But thank God they changed it in 2012, and it actually looks pretty good. I mean, it really couldn't get worse than this unoriginal thing. I mean, there are flags with dragons and mythical creatures, but you chose to make a green block your flag. Wow, very original. But enough of my yapping. I think the worst flag or flags has to go to flags with words on them. What do you think? I'm going to get my glasses, my readers to read your flag? No, that's too much work. Oh, wait, guys, we got to stop and read the Wisconsin flag. No, nobody does that. Come on, you got to target as much people as possible. I mean, there's people who don't know how to read. Shapes and colors should be enough. But on the topic of shapes and colors, if your flag is just 3 stripes of colors, come on, we could have did so much more. Like I said earlier, mythical creatures, dragons, funky colors, psychedelic trips. We could have had so much more, but you went with like 3 little stripes. I mean, come on. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you watching, and comment down below how many times I said flag in this video. Or don't, it's a free country. You don't really have to do that. Cartoon characters that genuinely ruin my day. I'm not going to waste time here. Let's just get into it. First up to the drawing board, we got Caillou. Now, we've all heard about Caillou and his horrible personality. Caillou's character consists of him complaining and crying. That's it. But I don't blame him, because if I was bald at the age of 4, I'd be complaining and crying too. But the problem is Caillou's parents are the whitest parents in the history of parents, and they provide no discipline on Caillou whatsoever. Caillou could join a gang and start selling dope on the streets, and all his parents would have to say is, "Oh, look at our little angel Caillou." But WolfToons, they just want to show off loving parents to the audience. No, these are not loving parents. These are delusional parents. I mean, I remember the episode where he woke up getting ready to go to the circus, but then he realized that he's actually supposed to go tomorrow. So he does the normal thing and throws a tantrum on the floor because of it. Or the episode where he pinches his little sister. But hey, that's better than in the books when he literally bites his sister Rosie. Like, you're getting the belt. You just bit a newborn baby. Are you like Jeffrey Dahmer or something? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is this, Vietnam? Do the rules just not apply to you? Caillou, get out of here. I want to drown you in McDonald's Sprite. I don't want to look at him. Now we have Candace from Phineas and Ferb. She was the #1 opposition to whatever cool side quest Phineas and Ferb were cooking up for that day. Phineas and Ferb were doing stuff with their summer. They were educating themselves through trial and error, and they were having fun. I mean, they were doing pretty much everything right. Phineas is a high, balding Dorito, but he made the most of every summer day, and I can truly appreciate that, like, as I get older. Candace's entire goal as a character was to rat out Phineas and Ferb's fun plans for the day. 0 out of 10 for the human AirPod. Now we have DW from Arthur. She's pretty much also like Caillou. She's just a huge brat. And yes, I know that's how most children are, but I'm not trying to see it on the TV screen. But I actually appreciate her character because she was a big part of one of the most satisfying scenes in all of media.
I told you not to touch it!
Oh yeah, Arthur. Okay, in reality, I don't got much to say about DW. I just wanted to show off that clip. You know what? For this part of the video, let's just speed run through some characters I do not mess with. The minions. They're scary. They're like a cult. Please get away. Now, Mr. Krabs' daughter, Pearl. She's spoiled. She's never seen a treadmill in her entire life. I mean, literally, when she walks into the frame, the earth starts shaking. And her dad's definitely going to be on the Murray Show because he is not the father. Like, how does that work? Ruby from Max and Ruby. I just hate how much she abuses her power and she never lets Max do anything. I mean, I hate her. Next up, we have Little Brown Bear. Now, I've never heard of this show, but I've seen videos by other YouTubers saying that he's worse than Caillou. All right, that might be a little bit of a overstatement. That's like comparing Hitler and Stalin. And he's just like Caillou. His voice is like nails on a chalkboard. He throws tantrums and he never gets punished for them. What do you know? Anyways, I'm tired of talking about these characters. Comment down below, who is your least favorite character from any like sitcom, cartoon? I mean, it could be like an anime. It could be anything. Comment down below. Love you. So the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight was the other day, and obviously it was kind of a dud. I don't know why I thought Mike Tyson would just reverse time, go back to the 80s and just whoop up on Jake Paul, because that didn't happen in the slightest. Mike Tyson was looking like a fossil out there, and it made for a not so good fight. Enough talking. Let's talk about the people Jake Paul should fight now that he's a winner in this fight. First up, we have Andrew Tate. Imagine this. This would be so entertaining. This would be like the closest thing we've had to Hitler versus Stalin. Both of them have experience and both of them are in great shape. Why not? This is like when South Park compared the election to a giant douche and a turd sandwich. I mean, that's entertainment. Like, I don't even want to imagine a press conference between Jake Paul and Andrew Tate. And this one's in talks of actually happening, so, I mean, we never know. Next up, we have Queen Elizabeth. Oh yeah, she's dead. That won't stop Jake Paul, though. I mean, did we forget about what his brother did a couple years ago?
I think there's someone hanging right there.
All right. I know that was a long time ago, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jake Paul finds a way. Because we know Jake likes to fight people who are old and past their primes. Next up, we have Sylvester Stallone. I mean, he played as Rocky. That's close enough to fighting experience. I think it's just the blonde hair, but doesn't Jake Paul kind of look like the Russian guy from Rocky IV? And Sylvester would definitely be the underdog here. I mean, he doesn't really actually have any real fighting experience. And he's 78 years old. I did not know that. Like I said earlier, we all know Jake Paul likes fighting people who are old and past their prime. This would be nothing different for Jake Paul, and the world would be rooting for Rocky here. Next up on the list, me. I competed in a WWE tournament on my friend's trampoline back in like 2nd grade. I have fighting experience. I know what I'm doing. I've watched the Power Rangers. I would destroy Jake. I would send him back to the Disney Channel days, back to the vlog days. His career would be over. You know, I can play mind games. I can trash talk. Instead of slapping Jake Paul like Mike Tyson did on the face-off, I'm just shaving off his beard. Just give him a mental throwback. Next up, we have his brother Logan. Oh, they're family. You can't do that. They made a song together. I don't care. It's entertainment at this point. Look at all Jake Paul's fights and tell me any of them were serious. They can pretty much script the fight, just make it a draw for image purposes, then collect their earnings, combine them, and pretty much have one of the richest families out there. Oh, but what would Greg Paul be thinking? Greg Paul would be licking his lips. His family's set for life. Next up, we have Mr. Beast. Now, Mr. Beast used to be kind of a big boy, but now he has a good physique. I know you're going to be like, why would Mr. Beast ever do this? I can never see Mr. Beast in a boxing ring. Well, just think of all the controversy surrounding Mr. Beast right now. His PR team is just begging for something to distract people from it. Mr. Beast has pretty much did everything that would be on a human's bucket list. Who would be surprised if he stepped in the ring? Next up, we have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's 70, which fits in line with Jake Paul's preference in fighters, but he also is in peak athletic performance. He's in the best shape of his life. I'm not a political person, but I'd be smiling if he beat Jake Paul. He's built like Popeye the Sailor Man. He probably will win. And lastly, we have Hulk Hogan. I don't know, I've been sitting here for 20 minutes trying to think of another celebrity you should fight. I don't know if anybody would actually watch that, but that sounds kind of interesting. That kind of sums up this whole channel. So thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video. Like any other average white boy from Ohio, I have dabbled into the world of rap. And obviously, rap opinions and takes can get very controversial at times. And the other day, I was just chilling and I got the random thought in my head. Let me ask my Snapchat AI, what is their top 10 rap and R&B albums of all time? Is my AI correct here with the opinion? You can cry about it in the comments. But I thought I'd take it upon myself to listen to these albums. And apparently these are all 10 out of 10s, so this should be a life-changing experience. Let's dig in. At the number 10 spot, we have Mad Villainy by the talented MF Doom and Madlib. It was a joint album. This is one of the only ones on the list that I myself have actually dabbled into before looking at this list. But of course, just for the fun's sake, I am gonna listen to it again because why not? Mad Villainy. As I said earlier, if you were paying attention, I listened to this previously and all I can remember was that it was just very creative and weird and just overall a fun album. So let's just dive in. You can't see me right now, but I'm hitting a little boogie. Just listening to this, I feel like a mysterious villain walking through the city. It really just paints a picture up there. Also, before we move on with this video, I'd like to point out that obviously I can't play any of the music in the video because that obviously doesn't abide to the copyright rules. And I'm trying to make a cent off this video. I have children to feed. Anyways, let's continue.
A few moments later.
All right, I can confirm this definitely still holds up. In my eyes, this is a 10. The wordplay and just fun aspect of it, it just holds up. Rest in peace, MF Doom, such a creative artist.
Cheers to
Rest in
this,
peace, Pop Smoke.
Rest in peace who?
Pop Smoke.
Now we got one I am excited for. Blonde by Frank Ocean. This is one of the more R&B ones on this list, and it is probably one of the most popular R&B albums of all time. I mean, the amount of hype this gets, all I'm saying is I'll be the judge of that. If it's overrated, I'm gonna call it out. Also, people talk about how emotional this album is. Yeah, I'm not a little wuss, so I'm not gonna be like dripping tears. My allergies are really hitting this time of year. Now, like I said earlier, it paints a picture. I mean, I feel like I'm looking at a sunset right now. It's majestic. Also, I'd like to talk about how iconic this album cover is. I mean, look at it. Oh wait, that's not Frank Ocean. That's WolfToonsYT. I don't really know what the point of that joke was. But anyways, we move. Okay. I understand the hype. This is a really good album. I kind of wanted to call it overrated, but no, I just can't. This is definitely a 10. I mean, this album was made in 2016. Surely he has released so much new and improved music since then. I mean, I'm just so excited to see what this guy has in store. Now we have Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. I myself am a Kendrick Lamar fan, but I've never sat down and listened to this album like start to finish. So I'm excited to see what we have here. And with Kendrick Lamar, I have high expectations. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar, his storytelling is just unmatched. You know, I expected to be crying over Frank Ocean, but not Kendrick Lamar. I mean, this is just a really creative song. I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, this is a 10. Honestly, I'm surprised it's not higher. The Blueprint by Jay-Z. I don't know what to expect at all. Yeah, I did not know what to really expect from this, but I like it. I'm kind of a word guy, and Jay-Z does a really good way of articulating his words in his lyrics. Wow, those were a lot of big words. I think this album definitely deserves its spot on the list. I mean, definitely ahead of its time, I'll say that. Now we have Confessions by Usher. Yeah, this will happen when you put R&B and rap together. This will come in the list. I don't even know what to expect here, so let's just listen to it. I kind of feel like I'm at the club right now, but in reality, it's like 1 a.m. right now, and I'm filming a YouTube video, so I should probably turn this down, and I don't want to get copyrighted, but Usher, you're kind of killing it. While I do think this is a good album, I just don't really think it fits on this list of rap. I will say it is definitely fun, and it's definitely creative, especially for its time. I would replace it with something like The College Dropout by Kanye West. Had to mention him. But yeah, put all the interesting statements aside. Just based off a music standpoint, this is a really, really good album, and I think it was snubbed from the list. I just wanted to put that out there. Now at the number 5 spot, we have To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. He makes his second appearance on the list. With Kendrick Lamar, you can always tell the genuine emotion there. It's always just so much passion about what he's talking about what he's trying to get accomplished with the songs. I mean, it's really good stuff. This is going to be my hot take, my controversial take of the video. I think Good Kid, Mad City is better than this, not gonna lie. I don't think this is Kendrick's best work. Now at the number 4 spot, we have Ready to Die by the Notorious B.I.G. I don't know what to expect here. I've heard really, really good things, so let's give it a listen. I don't really have much to say about this album, but I can see why a lot of people like it. I mean, his storytelling's really good. His wordplay is just really good. I can see why people loved this. Also, can you see my reflection? What's up, guys?
Bitch at this game, son. Oh, God.
Overall, I think Ready to Die by Biggie was a good album. I don't know if it deserves this high up on the list, but we'll let it slide. Now we have The Chronic by Dr. Dre. All right, I'm listening to These Nuts right now, and I can just tell how creative this all is. I mean, I like it so far. Honestly, I can never see myself listening to this on the daily, but that's just me. I still think it deserves its spot on the list. Now we have The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I have very, very high expectations for this. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Apple Music top 100 albums of all time, this was #1 album of all time. So, I'm gonna call it out if it's overrated. Now, this is another one that I can't see myself listening to on the daily, but I definitely see why it's so held up high. I mean, it tackles a lot of topics that probably weren't tackled back then. I can definitely understand the hype for this. And now, the moment you have all been waiting for. You are on the edge of your seat. If you're even still watching, I appreciate that. We have the #1 album, according to my AI, in many, many lists. Illmatic by Nas. Yes, kind of a safe pick, but I don't mind listening to it again because I have listened to it before. Yeah, I definitely see the hype. I mean, what, smoke a pack? Yeah, I definitely see the hype. This, The World Is Yours, probably one of my favorite rap songs of all time. I mean, it's up there, top 3. I definitely see the hype with this. It's a safe #1 pick, but I mean, it's just so good. It definitely deserves its spot. Now, after hours of analyzing these so-called great Hall of Fame albums, I, WolfToonsYT, will be rearranging the list. This is the part where you get mad and you can criticize me on my list. Now, as you can see, there are some albums in here that we didn't even react to today, but I just thought deserved the spot more. I would say something like, oh, this is just my opinion, but my opinion is fact, so you can take that however you want to. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was a fun video to do, a lot different than most of the videos on this channel, but I enjoyed doing it. Yeah, this was a lot different. Normally, I'm funny in these videos, or at least I try to be. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Riot in the comments about my takes. Could I beat them in a fight? U.S. President's Edition. Theoretically, if I was in a ring with these presidents, would I be cooked or would I be cooking? Now, I'm not going to do all the presidents. That would take effort. We don't really do that here. Quite frankly, I'm only going to do the interesting ones. So let's start with Donald Trump. I mean, he was technically part of the WWE for a while, so he might know a thing or two about throwing folding chairs. But he was Grimace's spokesperson, so I don't know if he has much of a strict diet. I mean, Donald Trump, he's friends with Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy. He has connections. I think this would be really hard, but I think I'd get the win by pulling a Mike Tyson. I'm biting his ear off. That thing's holding on for dear life. I will nibble on his ear. Yes, I'm freaky like that. Now we got the second coolest Joe Biden. Come on, guys. I don't even have to lay a hand on him. I definitely don't want him to lay a hand on me. So my strategy for this is having a lullaby be my walkout song. We're taking all the wins we can get here. Next up, good old Abe Lincoln. Dude is 6'4", put on the top hat, now he's 6'6". I definitely don't want to play him in pickup basketball, and he'd probably beat me in a fight. Can't win them all. We move. I mean, there are literally rumors that Abe Lincoln created the choke slam. Yeah, I'm not picking a fight with this guy. Now we have Barack Obama. Handsome smile. Kendrick Lamar fan. Also friends with Diddy. Seems like he has some fight in him. I think I'd win, but it would be a lot closer than I thought going into it. Also, I did not know that the YouTuber Swoozy interviewed Obama and asked him Kendrick or Drake like years before the whole beef started. I mean, I don't even know what to say. How did he pull this off? Now we have William Howard Taft. He has a weight advantage for sure. He's built like an NFL lineman. Actually, not really. He's kind of built like a Discord mod. He has an elite mustache. He's from Cincinnati, which is my hometown, so there's something on the line. I think he beats me at the end of the day. He might just eat me. He might just like turn into Kirby and just eat me alive. And now we have the first president, Big George Washington. Dude carried the weight of a new founded country on his shoulders. but he kind of does look like an old lady. I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt here. I'll find a way. If there's a will, there's a way. Now for this part of the video, I think I'm just gonna kind of like speed run through some of the lesser known presidents and give my thoughts. William Henry Harrison doesn't even look like a real human. I think he might be AI generated. Kind of scary, not gonna lie. He would beat me. I would be too scared to get in the ring with him. James A. Garfield. Looks like we're going 2-0 with the orange presidents. John F. Kennedy. I think I'd win there. He kind of has a disadvantage with headshots. That's all I'll say. Actually, I will say one more thing. It's not like he's gonna win or anything, but Robert Kennedy Jr., yeah, I'm definitely losing that fight. I mean, bro's like 80 years old and he's built like Popeye the Sailor Man. Anyways, this video was all made to endorse the next president. Me, WolfToonsYT for president 2024. Yes, I'm running. You know what they say, vote or die. You have two options. Thanks for tuning in. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, a piece of many childhoods, but what character has the most aura? You know I'm not gonna waste any time. Let's go. First up, Rowley. The word aura was invented for my man Rowley. He went to Roderick's party and had the ladies swooning over him just by his natural charisma. He made Zooey Mama. Rowley has aura exuding off of him. When Rowley confronts Greg about not being a good friend, man, you can feel that. You can feel that in the heart. That is some serious main character energy. Speaking of the main character, Greg. Greg has absolutely zero aura. He's an awkward middle schooler, yet he only cares about himself. He loves him, some him. And every time he attempts to be cool, he just completely fails. And you don't even really feel bad for him because he's kind of a jerk to everyone around him and he has a massive ego. Greg, I'm sorry, but you have no aura, my friend. Roderick. In a weird way, Roderick is the main character. Roderick is academically gifted, musically gifted. What can't he do? I love how in all the movies, Rowley is just petrified of Roderick.
Let go, baby hippo! If nobody wants you sitting at their table, you think they want chummy buttons over here?
Greg, maybe we should...
chunky cheese!
And then?
People fear and love Roderick because they fear how much they love Roderick. Frank Heffley, he's a mid-tier character when it comes to aura. At one hand, he's kind of terrifying. On the other hand, he's just a normal dad who owns a World War II diorama. He doesn't have much aura. Also, I'd like to point out, Rowley is petrified of Frank in the movies too. I guess that is a form of aura. Frank, he has some mid-tier aura. Fregley. The term no aura was made because of Fregley. He's an interesting individual. He's a little weird, but who isn't a little weird? At least he's having a fun time, but in a kind way. He doesn't really have any aura in the slightest. Now we have Manny. Now Manny definitely has aura, but it's not the, oh, I want to be around this guy type of aura. It's the, oh, this 3-year-old might be a sociopath type of aura. Manny put his entire family at risk during a snowstorm and shut off all the power from everyone else but his room. He spoke fluent Spanish and built an entire house pretty quickly. I mean, Manny, he's kind of creepy. While being a menace to society, Manny definitely has aura.
Biggie.
So, this is what you've been waiting for. You've been on the edge of your seat. What Wimpy Kid character has the most aura and what Wimpy Kid character has the least aura? Here at WolfToonsYT, we took a good 37 seconds thinking of this answer. With the data I have reviewed, I can confirm that Roderick Heffley has the most aura for obvious reasons, and Greg Heffley has the least aura. The reason I say Greg over like Fregley is because Greg is trying insanely hard to be cool and trying hard to be someone that he's not. Fregley, he might be kind of corny, kind of weird, but at least he's himself. We can appreciate that. Greg, I'm sorry. You might be the main character, but that doesn't mean you have the most aura. Anyways, tell me in the comment section down below, are you happy with these picks? Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. I gotta feed the children. I went on a huge bender last night. I mean, it got out of hand. Wasn't supposed to tell you that. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Once you hear the phrase, hear me out, you know something completely outrageous will follow up. Earlier, I made a community post asking the people, what is your craziest hear me out? Wiggler from Mario Kart, you're talking about this thing. You know, I was not hearing you out in the slightest until I realized it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 legs. That's a lot to work with. I don't know what it is. I think it's supposed to be like a caterpillar of some sort. But hey, I'll hear you out here. I guess the number 8. What are you seeing in the number 8? It's a number. The neon background dancer from Just Dance. Just how I like my women. Faceless. All right, you guys are just kind of straight up weird. Venom. Look at his tongue. Do you really want to wake up to that every morning? I mean, maybe you're different. Maybe you're like that. Me personally, I am not hearing you out on this. Arthur. Arthur is crazy because what even is Arthur? My brother in Christ, you are talking about an aardvark. This thing from Monsters, Inc. No, I'm not going to that thing with a 10-foot pole. Unless you like a little pushing for the cushion, I am not doing that. Mickey Mouse. All right, that's just kind of crazy. I mean, I wouldn't mind going to the clubhouse just for a little stay. Just like a curious adventure. Jeff the Killer. All right, these are getting more and more out of reach for everyone. I mean, unless you want to wake up every day with the same knife that OJ used dangling in front of your face, you probably wouldn't want to pursue. The bald guy from Alvin and the Chipmunks. I mean, I'm a straight male, but I'm listening. I mean, he's not a bad looking guy. I can say it. Miss Puff from SpongeBob. All right, I need to contact the local therapist. I think you need some help, buddy. Because there is no way you are attracted to a puffer fish. Anyways, I think I've had enough for today. Comment down below your most outrageous hear me out if you didn't get a chance. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Please. YouTube comments, they are truly a mixed bag. I mean, anybody and everybody can leave a comment and comment whatever they desire, and that includes small children with an iPad. So let's try to take a deep dive and analyze the language and the inspirational messages the youth is giving us in the YouTube comment section. I like bacon and eggs and fries and Doritos. We have a simple man over here. He likes what he likes, and that's some good food. I mean, maybe his mom just texted him wanting to know some grocery shopping suggestions, and he just decided to throw it in a YouTube comment section. But I mean, the world really needed to know that. By the way, this comment was left on a Five Nights at Freddy's pregnancy video. Sorry you had to look at that. I have a very scary story. I was default and I ran into Renegade Raider like if you peed your pants. I mean, that's not really that scary. Nothing I haven't seen before. Not Renegade Raider. Uh-oh, I think I soiled my bridges again. These are the kids that are killing you in Fortnite. They're probably born in 2016, but they are going crazy, just so you know. Morgan, if you don't stop saying bad words, I'll unsubscribe to your channel. That channel is holding on for dear life. Morgan, you better stop saying no words. This is a family-friendly platform. I just unsubscribed to You Are Camel. This could mean a lot of things. Maybe my camel has a lot of platforms and I guess he got canceled. People just unsubscribe to him. Or maybe I am a camel. Everybody go mess with my camel, Lawrence. He has some quality content on his channel. Stuff's pretty fire. You should subscribe. That's photoshopped. I know, Allie. He would not do that, like, if you agree. Okay, I was getting worried there. I thought, the conspiracies were really taking a deep dive. But for all the speculations, Allie did not commit the attacks. You have no Riz. I have all the Riz. I stopped watching Skip-Pity Toilet like 1 month ago. Now I can't, cause I'm in 4th. Is this the cool thing? I'm imagining like an elementary school. Everybody's watching Brain Rot, Skippity Toilet. And then there's that one kid who's like acting mature for his age. He's like, oh yeah, I graduated from that Skippity Toilet nonsense. What is Edge? This sounds like a Jeopardy answer. What is Edge? I mean, maybe we found old people YouTube comment in the midst of these Gen Alpha YouTube comments. You truly got them all. Hope everyone has an amazing summer. Why, thank you. I hope you have an amazing summer yourself. Everyone subscribe to become a Jacob Smither. Yes, sir, baby. Jacob Smither for life. Let's go. Wolf Tuners, we step up. We rise to the occasion. I'm trying to think of one of those like corny metaphor things. Wolf Tuners are just best fan base on YouTube. Anyways, I think my brain has had enough for today. It takes a true Harvard top scholar to analyze these comments. It's pretty much a whole nother language. I'm bilingual now. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Adios. Before this video begins, I want to give a shout out to this guy. I saw his video and obviously got a lot of inspiration from his, so go and drop him a sub. But anyways, money. It's no secret that it's hard to come by. People go to unbearable lengths just to put some food on the table. But hypothetically, what if one day a man with a YouTube empire approaches you with a challenge to finally put some food on the table? Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast. He's a madman, and his specialty is giving away an absurd amount of money. $10,000 for every day you survive in the woods. Man, I'm wiping my cheeks with tree bark before I even consider leaving. I'm a skinny white boy from Ohio, but if I have to fight a bear, I'm fighting a bear, whatever it takes. It's always the same lame excuse. Oh, I have to go home. My wife and newborn baby. All I'm saying is, Michael Jordan said it best. I only need to stay a couple days and I have a Hellcat and a vacation to the Bahamas. And it's only beneficial too. Like, if you get enough camera time, you have a potential YouTube career waiting for you after the video. You can't really lose unless you pull a, oh, I need to see my family card. In this video, these guys pretty much have it made with resources and everything necessary to stay in the woods. Yet they still leave. Like, your kid is probably barely conscious. He won't remember this period where you were one with nature. He's probably just watching Brain Rot on YouTube right now, but he will remember having it made financially. I mean, you can build a Chuck E. Cheese in his garage. It's pretty easy. And for your wife, like I said earlier, you can bring her along on the Bahamas trip and we're chilling. Jimmy needs to pick some people who are all in. I will say Jimmy's gotten better at this. I saw the obstacle course video and that dude Mac, he's a madman. He's crazy. That's what you want to see. People that will go to extreme lengths just to get some bread and some YouTube fame. Mr. Beast. Give me a challenge for 10,000 a day, and I'm all ears. Well, to some extent. I'm not getting buried alive, and I'm not doing no deadly obstacle course. Man, I'm no better than these contestants. Nostalgia has been a popular thing for longer than most people might think. People get nostalgic for a lot of things. The 1930s style was so good. Oh, to live in this era. Cool and all, but that was the Great Depression. But I think nostalgia has only gotten bigger with the internet. I can't go 2 posts without seeing something about the good old days or unlocking an old memory. But why is this? Why does nostalgia work so well on the internet?
Well, I'm not a philosopher or anything, but I think it might be because of how many feelings you unlock with nostalgia. It's different for pretty much everyone. Some people will see a nostalgic post and get happy. Some people will see a nostalgic post and get sad, maybe even scared.
But that's why it's so popular. It's a break from the endless doom scrolling to bring back a time you're probably never going back to. And for most people, that's a more carefree, creative time too. There are so many things people get nostalgic for: movies, music, video games, the list goes on. The question is this a good thing or a bad thing? Well, I think it depends on how you consume nostalgia. Like if you're spending your entire day watching the SpongeBob ending credits to feel nostalgic, well then you're bound to never really get out of your comfort zone and make new memories, and you're probably not going to be very productive at all. But if you just casually feel nostalgic, that can actually be more of a positive thing, I'm pretty sure. Because who doesn't like eating a Lunchable and playing Angry Birds just to max out that 2012 experience? But me personally, whenever I feel nostalgic, it just leaves me wondering, what is this generation of kids gonna be nostalgic for? Skibbity Toilet? Coco Melon? I mean, I might sound like an old man wondering this, but I'm genuinely curious. Man, I miss the good old days chugging Red 40 Prime and watching Skibbity Toilet. You just had to be there, man. But that was a brief description of nostalgia in just 2 minutes and why the internet just won't get over it. Thanks for tuning in, and like and subscribe, and I'll get the Batman logo tattooed on my forehead. Just kidding, who do you think I am? But thanks for watching. Adios. Not too long ago, cable TV was a staple of any household, but nowadays that's completely different. If you want to be entertained, you go to streaming services or YouTube. You never really hear, "Oh, last night I stayed up watching too much TV" anymore, because what are you watching? Young Sheldon? Judge Judy? Dr. Phil? Like, what are we on about? There was really only one point in my life where I was primarily on TV, and that was my childhood years, because it was banger after banger when it came to child entertainment. Of course, you had SpongeBob, Regular Show, Gumball, Adventure Time, and you can't forget the live action shows like iCarly and Drake and Josh, which were really great shows, and I really hope nothing sketchy was going on behind the scenes. But anyway, the good news is Cartoon Network is remaking a lot of shows. Like, I heard there might be a Regular Show sequel and also an Adventure Time sequel. I'm happy about that, because once Regular Show and Adventure Time ended, man, cartoons were on a drought. Maybe that will change something, but let's face it, most kids these days aren't watching cartoons. They're watching whatever brain-nourishing content is on YouTube. Also, channels that were once popular like MTV, what do they even do now? Ridiculousness? This is just a glorified YouTube reaction channel. Like, didn't Ray William Johnson do this format in like 2012? Like, how do they get 40 seasons out of this? What else is there? We got Comedy Central. It's not like they're making pretty much anything new, just The Office and South Park reruns 24/7. Another channel is like Adult Swim. As a kid, I thought Adult Swim was for like meth heads to watch Squidbillies at like 2 a.m. But the funny thing is, Adult Swim is probably more popular than Cartoon Network nowadays, which is crazy to think about. I remember as a kid, when Adult Swim would come on at like 8 p.m., I would get scared and turn off the TV. Nowadays, you see Hank Hill and the boys crack open a cold one at like 5 p.m. I think this just shows Cartoon Network's downfall even more. But there is one thing that is saving TV, and that is sports. I looked at the top TV stations over recent years, and it's Fox, NBC, ABC, CBS, ESPN. What do they all have in common? Sports. The NFL makes it so you have to watch every game. We got this Sunday night football game between the Giants and Panthers. Oh wait, I have Saquon Barkley on my fantasy team. Guess I'll watch. Other things like sports gambling becoming more acceptable. It's making it kind of unavoidable. Sports is the only thing keeping cable TV afloat, but that might not even be forever with having games on Peacock and Sunday Ticket and stuff like that, so you never know. But overall, you just can't be real if you're still watching TV on a daily basis, and the downfall is getting kind of sad. Tell me in the comments below, do you still watch TV and why? Like and subscribe, or I'll shave Dr. Phil's mustache. YouTube Shorts. The rise of YouTube Shorts has been truly crazy. Don't get me wrong, some YouTube Shorts are actually pretty good, but the majority of them, yeah, I'd rather be in a Turkish prison than watch some of this. Like, I just don't understand. But to truly see the rise of YouTube Shorts, we have to go back to late 2020. TikTok was kind of running supreme over YouTube, and YouTube was kind of panicking. So someone at YouTube was like, hey, have you realized we kind of have the attention spans of a goldfish? And someone else was like, yeah, let's take advantage of that. Boom, TikTok. Except they didn't call it that for obvious reasons. YouTube Shorts. Now you may be asking, WolfToons, what do you think of YouTube Shorts? I actually like YouTube Shorts. I mean, I literally make YouTube Shorts myself, and YouTube Shorts definitely has introduced me to some good creators, and definitely introduced me to some bad creators. One of the cool, popular parts of YouTube Shorts is the comedy, and I just wish it was funny. Now, I'm not no comedian over here, I'm not like Dave Chappelle over here, but I will say, this might be some of the most unfunny content I've seen in a while. I like giving it a fair chance. Let's watch one of the funny YouTube Shorts we have here.
Daddy? What is it, Caillou?
Rosie won't give my Switch back to me.
Okay, Caillou, I'll let Rosie know.
Thank you, Daddy.
Now, I know I'm not the target audience for this, but I can say that was a very hard watch. Now, I will say the Caillou impression was actually pretty cool, pretty Oh, wait. He's just using somebody else's audio in the back, so he pretty much just stole this entire video. Now, I could really care less about plagiarism on the internet. Now, I'm not your English teacher over here, but it's a little bit of a problem when this is getting like millions of views. Pretty much most of this guy's content is stolen, but nobody really cares because it's YouTube Shorts, and it's pretty much an all-out warfare, so nobody really cares. Clearly, he has 11 million subscribers. Now, one of the worst parts of YouTube Shorts, though, is the comments. Take any YouTube short, and the comments are identical. Every comment starts off with bro, and then ends off with a couple skull emojis and a couple crying, laughing emojis. Let me test my luck here. I'm just gonna go on a random short and see the comments. What did I say? What did I say? I don't know, maybe I'm like Akinator or like Rain Man over here. Or maybe it's just that all the comments are the same on every post for no reason. Like, I don't get it. It's like the Clone Wars out here. Most of the comments are just barely informative and pretty much restate what just happened in the video. You know, I get that most social medias, their comments aren't really any different, but let's spice it up a little bit. I will say, a lot of people on YouTube Shorts know what they're doing when it comes to the algorithm. This dude, Sam, can hypnotize me with his content. You see one of them, you're gonna end up watching like 10 of them. It's actually kind of scary. This dude is like a more advanced sniper wolf. That sounds like an insult. Trust me, it's not, Sam. You're insane. Keep hypnotizing me with your videos, man. Sam Busha, I think that's how you pronounce his name, does a really good job of taking advantage of the YouTube Shorts algorithm. And then there's a lot of people who kind of do it in a little more of a lazy way. They just steal TikToks from like 9 months ago and boom, post it to YouTube Shorts. Come on, bro. This TikTok is from like 2021. That's ancient in YouTube Shorts terms. It's completely outdated. But to wrap it up, YouTube Shorts is just a very strange place with some of the most unoriginal content. It also has some of the most unfunny content. Like I said, I'm not Kevin Hart over here, but I'd rather listen to a 3-hour-long Amy Schumer special than have some of this comedy. So as much as it hurts to say, I take TikTok and Instagram Reels any day over YouTube Shorts. But hey, YouTube Shorts At least I can say you're better than Snapchat Spotlight and Facebook Reels.
Fan bases might be the worst part of enjoying something because some fan bases are so crazy that they completely tarnish the reputation of the media or person. So today, let's dabble into some of the worst fan bases. I might end up on a watch list after this because these fans can get pretty wild. All right, let's just get this out of the way. We have the Swifties. Now, I don't mind Taylor Swift or her music, but what I don't understand is the unhealthy obsession with her. Taylor has 106 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and I'd say half of them are a little insane. But that being said, if you're just a casual fan, go ahead. I could really care less. It's crazy how high of a pedestal these Taylor Swift fans put Taylor Swift on. I mean, it's just really not needed. Now we have the Kanye fans. Now this really hurts because I myself am a Kanye fan, but I can definitely acknowledge that Kanye has some crazy, crazy fans. You know, I will never be one of those fans who just sit there and defend his every move. In a way, Kanye fans are kind of like the male version of Taylor Swift fans, just because it's such a loud group and it's such a big group. But don't worry, Kanye, you're still my GOAT. Now for this category, I'm just gonna briefly go over sports fans and how crazy they can get. Some people go above and beyond making their team their whole personality, and some of these fans have the most biased, outrageous takes about their respective teams. Like, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it is not your year. Let's talk about LeBron fans. The lengths these fans go to glaze their glorious king is just absurd. I'm a Cincinnati sports fan, and I really thought I was bad with my biased takes in glazing of Joe Burrow, but these LeBron fans take it to a whole nother level. And also, don't get me started on the bandwagon sports fans. Like, I'm gonna find it a little suspicioso if you're a Chiefs, Dodgers, and Celtics fan, yet you're from the middle of Ohio. Like, there's something a little suspicious here. Next up, we have the Elon Musk fans. Now, I don't have a problem with Elon. If anything, I find him pretty cool. But no way I'm gonna sit here and glaze one of the richest men in the world. Like, wouldn't that be kinda sad? Open any Elon Musk tweet and you will see what I'm talking about. Elon could explain the most basic science or invention and people would still be in the comments like, oh, Elon is just on another level. He's not like other millionaires. I definitely respect his grind, don't get me wrong, but let's calm down with the obsession here. Now, I could really go on for days about these cults or fandoms, whatever you want to call them. Comment down below, what is the worst fan base? Thanks for tuning in. Adios. Brain rot. This term has gained a lot of popularity over the past year or two, but many people fail to realize that brain rot has always been around us. So here is an attempt at a history lesson of brain rot. Let's start off with some of the stuff we watched growing up. Now, most of these shows had in-depth, valuable lessons that you could take on with you for the rest of your life. And then there were shows like Fanboy and Chum Chum, shows like Teletubbies. These types of shows were pretty popular, but they provided about zero educational value. I would be spending my day watching mindless cartoons like Johnny Test and wonder why I was failing second grade. That is just some of the origins of brain rot, but I would like to focus on the origins of brain rot on the internet. The early days of YouTube featured Fred and Annoying Orange as some of the most popular YouTubers. The Annoying Orange was so popular on YouTube that it even led to Cartoon Network making an Annoying Orange TV show, and to no one's surprise, it absolutely failed. But I liked it and I watched it thoroughly. But as time progressed, we moved on to bigger and better things, and now it was all about being an MLG master. MLG consisted of flashing seizure-inducing colors, oh baby a triple, that one dancing frog thing, spinning effects, and of course Shrek and Mountain Dew, and of course Doritos. Now let's move on to around like 2017 to 2019. This was kind of like a dry spell for this type of brain rot. I guess you could say this was like the Great Depression for brain rot. I mean, we did have Sprite Cranberry and like Ugandan Knuckles. Ugandan Knuckles was our skibbity toilet.
That was also when Vine was really popular, and there were like random vines that people would say constantly until they turned like blue in the face. People would be hitting the dabs saying, what are those? And what other vines were there? I'm starting to blank here. Like, look at all those chickens. I think that was one. And there was also that war between PewDiePie and T-Series, and that got pretty heated. What a time to be alive. Then we moved on to like 2020 and early 2021, and there definitely was their fair share of brain rot. I mean, you had that like the baby car meme, and then you had that LeBron James toy that people were filling up with water. Hey, I'd be lying if I said I never partook in any of these trends, because I did. This also had the trilogy of I Show Speed versus Talking Ben and Kuma Lala versus Sylvester. This was kind of like the civil war for brain rot. There was that Burger King ad that would play constantly, even in the middle of NFL games. When you'd see a grown man's career end on national television, they're still playing that Burger King ad and people were making memes of it. And now we're here at present day. We have like Riz, Baby Gronk, the TikTok Riz party. I mean, it's just hard to keep up with these days now, not gonna lie. But to sum it up, I guess we've always had brain rot around us. It was just a matter of when we find out. But I am very tired of talking about it. My brain is like, I need to go outside, touch some grass, do something productive with my day. So yeah, I'm gonna head out. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe. Love you. 10 things to do before you die. Number 10, get rich. I've been a rich man and I've been a poor man, and I choose rich every time. You can get away with pretty much anything if you've got money. Money can't buy happiness, but you know what money can buy? This life-size statue of Brian Griffin. Number 9, be a poor man. Before you're rich, you need to experience how the other side lives. Before you eat 5-star steaks, you need to survive off 5-star ramen noodles and pizza rolls. Before you're rich, you need to get excited over a penny sitting on the ground and pick it up, throw it in your wallet. Let's go. Hallelujah. I'm going to get 2 Skittles and half a Tootsie Roll with this thing. We eating good. Numero 8, get in a fight. Now, I'm not talking a street fight or a meet me by the flagpole fight. I'm thinking more WWE WrestleMania type beat. You gotta experience getting RKO'd at one point in your life, whether you like it or not. Sure, it would suck at the moment, but imagine telling your grandkids that you got stone cold stunnered. Number 7, be a bus driver. Say you want to pass your wisdom to the youth, but you're not necessarily an academic weapon. You might be bad at math like me. You might be dyslexic. Your favorite 50 Cent song is 12 Questions. That doesn't matter, because you can always be a bus driver. Spend your day driving around and yelling at kids to get out of the aisle. What's not to love? Number 6, make an album. How do you know you're a musical legend if you've never dabbled in to making some music? Whether you're spitting bars or maybe making some country bangers, some heavy metal, or even some 2000s white girl pop. 1,000 likes and I'm leaking my album that I've never made. But I played the flute in 3rd grade, so I'm pretty much Mozart. Number 5, buy season tickets for your favorite sports team and sit in the same seat and wear the same thing every time. Now listen to me, like that guy with the long hair who sits at the same spot at every WWE match. You don't notice him at first, but once you keep seeing him, you start to respect the hustle. Cincinnati Reds. One day, I'm going to get season tickets and wear a Reds hat and a bright pink shirt every game. I'll be sitting above the dugout, and at that point, I'm pretty much part of the team. Number 4, own a pet. But don't just own this pet. Be homies with this pet. Get yourself a monkey, and he's going to be your sidekick. He's going to be your day one. He'll be with you through the good and the bad. Your human friends will start to question him, but don't let go of his loyalty. You and this monkey one day will disappear and flee to a foreign country. This kind of sounds like the plot of a bad Disney Channel original. Number 3, participate in a Mr. Beast challenge. Jimmy, if you're watching this, you know who to call next time you need someone to participate in a challenge. But it kind of depends on the challenge. I'm not trying to climb Mount McKinley for the Feastables bar at the top. And I'm definitely not burying myself alive, but I'm just putting it out there, Jimmy. If you need a participant, I'm always open, my friend. Number 2, get jacked. My physique could be compared to Greg Heffley or the Applejack Cinnamon Stick. But if you were paying attention, there's a WWE career in the books, and I don't think a skinny white boy would be too entertaining in the WWE. Actually, that would be kind of entertaining, but for different reasons. And finally, at the number 1 spot, make a cool outro.
That's all, folks.